What is up, everyone, and welcome to the second episode of the Apex Wiffle Ball Tonight Show. This is the show where we talk about the teams and players from around the league. It is around the mid-season mark, so we're going to do our second episode. And today, what has been going on with the teams, the records, and some things that teams need to do to ensure they get the best possible playoff spot. Before we get into the video, if you are watching and you are not subscribed, make sure you go do that. Hit the red subscribe button. I see the analytics. I see them very carefully. About 70% of you guys are not subscribed. If you're going to watch the videos, just subscribe, help us out, and be on the road with us to 100 subscribers. Anyhow, let's get into the video, with the first topic being the main differences from the first video to the second video is going to be, we were planning to have 9 teams. We're only having 6 teams now. 3 of the teams are unable to play this season. That is all right. That just means the playoff format's going to be different. 1 and the 2 seeds will get first round byes. The 3 seed will play the 6th seed in a single game elimination, where the winner gets the 2 seed. 4 seed will play the 5 seed in a single game elimination. Winner gets the 1 seed. Semifinals will be best 2 out of 3. Championship, best 3 out of 5. And here we'll be going over the teams in reverse order, so worst record to best. And we're going to go over some strengths, some weaknesses, and what teams will need to do to ensure they will get the best possible spot. Obviously, everyone will want that 1 seed, but you're gonna also, some teams will also look for the 2 seed, because that also gets you a bot. Anyhow, let's get started with the 6th place team, the Barnyard. The Barnyard are 0-4 as of right now, getting swept by the 919 Punishers and the Gentlemen. Yes, these are 2 very good teams, and then we'll have to face We Use Pine Tar, another very good team. But then they'll face the Mom Lovers and the Thrashers, who are also at the bottom of the standings. So maybe some upside for them. Hopefully they can grab a couple wins. We aren't going to have any undefeated teams this year like we did with the Stud Muffins. And by the way, a lot of you guys probably don't even know who the Stud Muffins are, because they never played on YouTube. They only played on Instagram. So to check out the Stud Muffins history, they are our only undefeated team in the league. They won a perfect 17-0. Go check us out on Instagram at ApexWiffleBall_league. But anyhow, the Barnyard, with them being 0-4, they're just going to want to do what it takes to get a win or 2. And how they need to do that, they need to score. They haven't been doing much of that. 3 of 4 of their games have been resulted in them getting shut out. And in 2 of those games, they've even gotten no hit. One of the only teams in league history. Very few teams have been no hit in 2 games. So they're going to need to get the bats going, whether it's a power hitter, a contact hitter, or just someone to get on base and produce some runs. Josiah Rusher, their captain, he had a solid pitching outing against the 919 Punishers, only giving up 1 run, and it was in the 3rd inning, actually. So if him or someone else can just be a consistent pitcher as well to hold down the fort, because they did give up a good amount of runs. Besides giving up the 1 in game 1 in their first ever game, they gave up 26 runs. They've given up 10 runs. They've given up 9 runs, all very high scoring games. So they need a consistent pitcher to hold down the fort, along with some waking up of the bats. All right, so the number 5 team, the Mom Lovers, despite only playing 1 series, and despite it being resulted in them getting swept by the 919 Punishers, they're 0-2. They have some upside, in my opinion. Some of their best features, the bats. They still have Lincoln Hogan, who was a 2021 Silver Slugger. He leads the league in batting average and on-base percentage. Had a very good showing against the 919 Punishers. Brendan Fletcher got the bats going as well. They do have some good bats. They scored 2 runs in their first game, courtesy of a home run by rookie Aiden Cowdill, who, besides the first season with everyone being a rookie, I believe he is the first ever rookie to hit a home run in his first ever at bat. I know of plenty of rookies that hit home runs in their first game. Our last year Rookie of the Year for the Winter League did that. But I think Aiden is actually the first ever rookie to hit a home run in his first ever at bat. So congrats to that. They did put up 4 runs in the second game, so 6 runs, 2 games. Not a terrible ratio, especially since there are some good pitchers in this league. Now, yes, they will be facing some more top teams like we use Pine Tar and the Gentlemen, which they will be facing the Gentlemen in their next series. So especially if they take one off the Gentlemen, that'll be huge. I think another good strength is their starting pitching. They start the game out really strong. Brandon Fletcher started game 1 and threw his first 2 innings as shutouts. Lincoln Hogan started game 1 and only gave up 1 run in the first inning. But their main weakness is finishing. The 919 Punishers beat the Mom Lovers in game 1 11-2 and scored all 11 runs in the 3rd inning. In a situation where the Mom Lovers just needed 3 outs to win the ball game, and they were up 2-0. They just couldn't find a way to get 3 outs. Again, bottom of the 2nd in game 2, they got mercied. So, yet again, they either if they can get one of their pitchers to finish off in the 3rd inning, or maybe even trying a closer situation. The only team that really did that was the 919 Punishers in the Mom Lover series, but it was really to conserve my eligibility. But they could do where Brendan goes 2 and Lincoln goes 1, and then Lincoln goes 2 and Brendan goes 1. It's 3 innings a series, not restricted to 1 game a series. So you can use those 3 innings however you like. So I definitely think they will be on the hunt, especially since they will also play the Barnyard pretty soon as well. So that'll be huge since both those teams don't have a win. So let's talk about the 4th place team, the Thrashers. Another team, a lot of potential. They are 1-1 after only playing 1 series, and it was against the number 1 ranked Weaves, Pine Tar. The Thrashers struggled a bit in game 1 with the bats. They did get no hit in their first ever game against Weaves, Pine Tar. But then game 2, they woke up the bats and put up 12 runs. Sean Kennedy and Matthew Bowser had some home runs. Coley Smith was hitting the ball well. Griffin Dittner was hitting the ball well. So my main question is, what will they do against more veteran pitchers? Like you saw, they got no hit by Ryan Watson. What will they do against guys like John Kinnair? Which that'll be a big series for sure, Gentlemen, and the Thrashers to determine some seeding there. I think their pitchers show a lot of upside. Griffin threw 9 strikeouts. Didn't throw a bad ball, gave up 4 earned runs, but it was till we used Pine Tar. We give him the benefit of the doubt. Only thing is the control issues. He did walk 9 in 1 game. So if he can get the control good, I definitely think Griffin can be a top pitcher in the league. Coley Smith actually also pitched a very good ball, helped the team get their first ever win on the mound, as well as only giving up the 3-run homer to Jack Litt. And the big thing that I was very impressed with Coley actually was it definitely takes some rookies some time to get used to the strike zone, get used to the rules. But I must say, as the game was going on, he was picking up. Normally it takes a couple of games to get used to it. It even took me a few games to get used to our strike zone in summer of 21. But as the game was going on, he was getting more comfortable and comfortable. He threw Didn't give up any runs in the second or third inning, and this is a fairly good hitting team that he went up against. Definitely shout out to Coley on that big win in Game 2. Thrashers show a lot of upside. They will face some challenges, though, going up against the 919 Punishers and the Gentlemen. That will, if they can grab some wins off those two teams, that'll definitely show that, look, we're a new team in the league, but we can play. And we have yet to see Andrew Hill as well for the Thrashers, the veteran of the team. So I'm interested in seeing what this team has. And like I said, impressive part was them beating We Use Pine Tar. Now let's talk about the third place Gentlemen. They're 2-2. Another 500 team with a lot of upside. They got swept by We Use Pine Tar, and they swept the Barnyard. My only weakness is just not having the right guys together. They got swept by We Use Pine Tar, and a big reason for that was John Kinnair and Chase Klingman, who performed very well, were not at that game. But I do think there was some downside with the Gentlemen's play against the Barnyard. There wasn't people in the field, and there were some balls put in play. That's the thing. No more sitting around for the Gentlemen. People are going to put the ball in play. So they're going to need at least three in the field. If they can get John, Owen, Chase, Sam, Hudson, some other guys who haven't played yet to the ballpark all at once, I think that'll definitely help out this team. Because John pitched good, Chase pitched good, and Owen pitched good. The only mistake he made was the home run. And Chase and John hit good. Owen has a really good pass of hitting the ball. So this team, if they heat up at the right moment, especially if they sweep their next series or two, this could be a very dangerous team once again. They will play the Mom Lovers, then the Thrashers, which will be a tough one. They'll cap their season off with the 919 Punishers in a classic rivalry. And speaking of the 919 Punishers, that's who we're going to talk about next. Second place team right now at 4-2, sweeping the Barnyard, got swept by We Use Pine Tar, and then swept the Mom Lovers. I will say, some great pieces to the team. Brendan Patience, front runner for Rookie of the Year. I mean, tied for third in home runs in the league. A lot of RBIs, a lot of hits. Breakout part of that lineup. Ryder Shaw leads the league in hits. Yeah, big gym guy. People, including himself, thought he was going to be hitting for power. But him hitting for contact is a great part of the team. Him getting on base, and then a guy like me or Patience can drive him in. I lead the league in RBIs. I'm second in home runs. Hitting a good amount. We got Matthew Hensel at the head with our management decisions. So I definitely think our hitting is a good part of our team. My pitching has been pretty good. 2-1 record on the mound. 2.67 ERA. Would like to get that down since everyone in the top 5 has under a 2 ERA. But I do have 20 strikeouts. I'm a big strikeout pitcher. So I think our main question has always been the number 2 pitching. But in my opinion, Ryder Shaw actually pitched a pretty good 3 innings combined with the last inning of Game 1 and first 2 of Game 2. Gave up a couple runs in Game 2, but, it's going to happen. So, like I said, we especially have 2 big series. We have the Thrashers and the Gentlemen. 2 teams that are looking to compete and trying to get that bye. So, at the very least, we got to take 1 from each. If not, we got to sweep. So that is our big part of trying to secure that 2 seed. Also, one thing that kills us of not getting the 1 seed is the team I'm about to talk about next, we use Pine Tar. Because we use Pine Tar, they're the number 1 ranked team at 5-1, and they have the head-to-head on us. We are 2 games back of them, actually. So we're going to need to win every game, and we're going to need some luck on our side for we use Pine Tar to not be the 1 seed. But let's talk about we use Pine Tar. Strengths. There's a lot of strengths. They have the best 1-2 pitching combo in the league with Shane Volpez and Ryan Watson. Now, when you think about that, especially with the past that Shane Volpez has, Shane has always been the ace of this team. But slowly yet surely, Ryan Watson has become the ace. And it's not because Shane is doing bad. He has a 1.0 ERA. He's number 3 in the league in strikeouts. It's purely because Ryan, well, 1, Ryan's played 1 more game than him. And 2, Ryan has a 0.67 ERA, 9 innings. Yes, John and Chase have 0 ERAs themselves, but they've only pitched 3 innings apiece. Ryan has pitched 9 and has only given up 2 earned runs, which I find insane. I mean, he threw 2 shutouts, and one of them being a no-hitter. And they got their hard part of the schedule all the way. Their next 2 opponents are going to be the Mom Lovers on the Barnyard. There is a very good shot that this team finishes their season 9-1. Their bats, very good. Jared DeShazer, who has a pretty good OBP. Trent Warren went off against the 919 Punishers. Ryan Watson also swinging the bat very well. But I will say, here's their weakness, and this may come into effect later on in the year, but we hope not. It's availability. I have heard from the captain, Jared DeShazer, that we will probably never see a 5-man lineup for the rest of the season. Expect the 3-man lineup. And it's going to really depend who their 3 is, especially in game 2s. As you saw last time, after Ryan was done with his pitching eligibility, they had to turn to Jack and Jared, who aren't pitchers. Their main pitchers are Ryan and Shane. If they don't have both of those guys at the ballpark, there's a chance that you can see some splits. But these guys are very good at what they do. They're looking for that championship. And that's what every team needs to do. I mean, it's going to be competitive, especially with that top 4. And like I said, the Mom Lovers are a closer away from being up there. The Barnyard, they get a couple pieces together. Who knows? Maybe they can pull off some wins. They still have 6 games left of their season, including facing a couple teams within their range. So that's going to be it for the 2nd episode of the Apex Wiffle Ball Tonight Show. We will see you very soon for some more game action coming your way. This is AP, signing out.